Welcome now to our discussion segment. It's all about curbing youth restiveness, this youth tide. Yeah, that is what we want to take a look at. We want to talk about the grassroots approach. How can it be done? People have been talking about it. If we can start off from the grassroots, it's going to blossom into the city, then to the state, and of course it's going to have its wings spread all around the nation. It's all about the grassroots and of course this Yuletide season. With me here to discuss this, I have a local government boss, yes, of our Onwa West local government. Join me to welcome Frank Ilaboya. Welcome to TMI Sunday's edition.
Thank you so much. Happy Sunday, my brother.
Happy Sunday to you too. Welcome. Okay, so very close to the local government boss is a legal practitioner, a charter arbitrator, and notary public of Nigeria member and a state chairman, Nigeria Society of International Law. Join me to welcome Patrick Isekwenu. Patrick, welcome to TMI Sunday's edition.
Listen, thank you very much. Yes, Adel, happy viewing.
I've been saying that there is no job. That is among the reasons why youths are restive, because they fear this lack of money. They fear this want of money. They fear poverty. Yes, that is the underlying word, poverty. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to feel the impact, and they're saying they are willing to do anything just to get this money. But the bottom line is there is no job, and the government on the other is saying we cannot employ everyone, but we can create an enabling environment for jobs to thrive. But the youths are saying we haven't even seen the enabling environment. What is really going on? You get to hear about kidnapping, you get to hear about robbery. It's like almost rampant this season, especially 2020. I want to start off with you, Frank Ilaboya, Onwa West chairman. What do you feel about this scenario?
Well, a motto that is very, very disturbing. You know, I think every Nigerian knows that this is a very disturbing trend. In fact, when the EndSARS protest came, you know, we know that we were in trouble, you know. But some of us, I say some of us, for instance, when I assumed office as the chairman of Onwa West, you know, the first thing I did was to take a profile of the youth in that local government. And what I saw, and the report of that profiling, you know, was very disturbing. I knew that one day, what happened in the EndSARS was going to happen. But what I didn't know when it was going to happen. Because, see, when you see a lot of youths just at home from morning to evening, you know, it looks so disturbing. Like I said, I knew that one day there was going to be an implosion, and that is what we saw. But again, having said that, I think the EndSARS protests and the recent trend is just a wake-up call to all of us, to Nigerians, we parents, and those of us that are politicians. There are certain things we are not doing very, very well. Now we need to buckle up. You know, we need to buckle up. Because whether you like it or not, like you rightly said, there are no more jobs, you know, with the present economic situation. But the role of the government, you know, like you rightly said, is to create an enabling environment where the youth can find something for themselves. See, when I hear there are no jobs, but you can create jobs. You know, and once that enabling environment is created, then of course you can now become a boss of your own. See, the fact that you are a graduate of mathematics does not mean that you cannot do anything else. Let me give you an example. You know, there's a particular graduate of mathematics for University of Nigeria, Suka, you know, who makes shoe. And he does it so well. You know, it does it so well, and the patronage is so high. Today, if such such a person has to come and take a job, he may not even be willing. So what I say that at least there are so much opportunities for creating jobs. But again, because they are youth, because we are used to having jobs when we finish university, we also need to let them know that it is not business as usual. That is the role of government, and that is exactly what we are doing. If you look at what the state government is doing now, so much enabling environment, and that is what we are keen to in Onwa West. We have told our youth, come, the era of white-collar job is over. What you need now is your certificate. You know, what can you do with your hand?
Certificate.
Yes, no certificate now. Right. Yes, certificate. You need to understand that even when you graduate or when you are in your youth service, you have to learn certain things that will give you your meal ticket. And that is what we have been heavy on. And now, if we have done that, and so many of them are being trained, so what next? where will they get the money, to establish?
We'll come to that.
Yes,
we'll come to that.
Yes.
This series of trading. Anyway, we'll come to that. You just hold on. I'll come back to you on that. Well, Barrister Patrick, you've heard him. He alluded to the fact that, yes, it's true that government cannot employ everyone, but they have to create an enabling environment. He talked about certificate also, no longer certificate. It's what you can do with your hands that really ensure, guarantee your meal ticket. So what do you feel about this trend?
Yeah, I think I agree completely, 100%, allow myself with these submissions on this issue. Because all I can see here is that, I might say governments, they need to enlighten them. They need to be exposed. They need to be conscientized. It needs to be self-employment. The advantage is more than disadvantage. If they're employed, they know this, they don't know. You see, if you go into a self-employed business and you're able to put all you have, all your energy, you don't want to send it in civil service. Interest, I just suffer for you to say, come and employ me. I don't need it. That is just the truth of the matter. And better the truth and nothing but the truth. Let me give you an instance. Let me say the highest office holder. I'm not boasting or I'm not trying to. So that you see reasons with me, what they need is enlightenment. How much is the salary of the governor of the states? If I know it's not at least about 500,000 naira. If you calculate it, a month. What about the issue of all this that goes with it? No, I need that one. As a lawyer, it doesn't receive more than myself. Because I'm legal self-employed. There's something I'm going to say, so I don't feel anything. No matter what happens. So this is that it is more beneficial to be in self-employment. Because you can put all your time and your energy, whatever you make is for you. So don't think the white-collar job is the only thing that, your life, your soul, everything else there. We call it happening. So we won't depart from that issue of white-collar job. It's not needed. Look at other countries, in Asia, China. You'll be a student, you're already a millionaire. What I mean, they are involved in handwork, one team, a skill, entrepreneur of their own. So I expect once you're a graduate, you have this certificate, like what you say, like my colleague said here. You have a certificate, you need to have a certificate. You can go for anything. Have that certificate. You can be a medical doctor, end up in computer sales business. Or I'm going to give an instance. Yes. You can be a medical doctor, you can be a lawyer from banking. You understand what I mean? So what makes you more able to make money? I think it's more advantage to you. So we should abuse our mind on the issue of white-collar. That is what leads to most of them before going to negative things because they waited for white-collar job, not there. Without white-collar job, I cannot live.
Let me just quickly agree with him.
Right.
See, like you do in your computer, you have to debug the computer for it to perform efficiently. Okay? I think there's need for us as government, as parents, to debug the minds of the youth. That is no longer business as usual. You need to. You need to let them know. That is where we're talking about sensitization. That this is the reality of the moment. I remember in those days, once you are a graduate, companies will come to your school to come and pick you, and give you a job. And once you are given a job, you are, if you are lucky, you are given a car, But that era is over and over for good. And there's need for us as parents, as government, as social influencers to tell everybody that is no longer the issue. The issue now that you have to work with your hand. Like Leslie said now, you can be a graduate of law and work somewhere. Work as a computer programmer. It's just so that will give you your meal ticket. And see, I feel very, very disturbed when I see you say they are ashamed to do certain things, for early living, legally. I stay with you today now. When I was in Lagos, I sold newspapers on the streets to keep my family going. But today, when people say, you are a local government chairman, you are a joy, you are a very lucky person, nobody cares about it. So our youth should forget about, I'm a graduate, I'm ashamed, I cannot do certain things. What it is legal, go ahead and do it. That is the role we're playing. And once we are doing that, once they are doing with us, they can now move to the next level. Like I said, see, I want to, go to Supply Road, for instance, in Benin here. Go to the Edo State Production Center. See what youths are doing. You'll be so encouraged. That is because the government is providing an enabling environment. Let's leave Edo State. We are talking about Facebook. Who is the owner of Facebook? We are talking about Zoom now. Who is the owner of Zoom? These are young lads that have decided to take their destiny in their hands. And I ask you, where is the office of Facebook? Do you know the office? Nobody cares about your office. These days, you don't need an office. Everybody looks at your product. What your product is good, nobody cares where I come from. The young boy that came on with Zoom about 2-3 years ago was struggling. Look at now the environment has created opportunity for him. It's almost about $100 million richer. So you must be ready for opportunity to come. When the guy was created Zoom, he never knew that we were going to be coronavirus. He never knew that we were going to stay at home. But he knew that one day it was going to make him powerful, financially. Today, that is the issue. Look at Uber, for instance. Uber, the owner of Uber does not have a car. Does not have a car company. But he controls the biggest car fleet in the world. What am I saying? It's just the idea. You know, the idea that you can be on your own, that you can think. Our youth are very, very intelligent. Our youth are very, very thoughtful. It is now left for us now to be able to hand their potentials and let it blossom. That is where we are coming from as parents. That is where we are coming from as a government. And that is where I'm coming from. I'm very passionate about the youth. I want to see them blossom because the future belongs to them. We are in an era of technology. And these are the youth. If you see what they do with technology, the simple phone that can put somebody to do Yahoo and put you in prison, the same phone can make you very, very rich. So why not choose the path of righteousness in a legal way?
Choose the path of righteousness in a legal way. Now to the side of the youth. I was interviewing a group of youth the other time. I said, "Guy, why are you not doing something?" They said, "Will, I've attended seminars. Will, I have knowledge. When you talk about agriculture, when you talk about tech, Will, I know what to do to make money, but there's no startup grant. You go to a bank, you go and they tell you, please give us collateral. And the collateral they are mentioning, my father doesn't own a house. So how am I going to get it, Patrick? This is the angle they are coming from. This youth, they are ready to go to the next level. But there's this limitation, financial limitation. How can that be surmounted?
Yeah, well, there's no two ways about it. I always advise that as a youth, having a degree or certificate is just to guide you. It puts you an advantage than somebody who is not lettered. Because you are already aware of certain things. You are aware too that for you to have a facility from a bank, you must, or a credit facility, you must have a title document. It's linked by the rule for central bank. You don't go to a bank and say, give me a loan. I'm coming, sir. Yeah, the document is there. Yeah. It's already there. But what I expect them to do is that, first of all, have a business. Start from somewhere. Before you talk, can I just say your house, come and give me? You keep saying start, but where will they start? Yes, where they ask me, where they start? Yes. Let me tell you where they start. Now, so you see, you have to be defined what you are doing. No, I don't know the nature of you must start as you must make up your mind, this is what I'm going to do. Yes, I mean, like I said, our youths, if they want to do, they will do it. They are very intelligent people, very strong, very creative. They will. But if the other person, like other bank sees your business, and you don't have this title document, they already know. There are ways they can assist, they want to assist you by giving you overdraft. They know your business, and yeah, it's true. Then government has a role to play. That I told government the truth. Government has a role to play. You can put yourself together, form a particular cooperative. If you know yourself in the city, you can have one WhatsApp, other things, with the government for assistance. Government can release money to a particular bank to monitor it. This money, this kind of facility is not by say title document. You know what I mean? You must have the mentor, you must have friends of people to make them share, distribute money among these people. That way you can hold the government responsible. Government can say, oh, 1 billion. But that's what people, the bank must monitor it. You must make yourself relevant before government can assist you. You must show up to the government that this is what we need. Yeah. You can also make the government responsible. That is your question now. I want to be held accountable. But let me tell you, see, we don't have financial limitations. I want to correct that expression, okay? That is what I'll be holding the youth down. What we have is ideal limitations. Yes. See, money. Chairman, sorry for cutting because I've interviewed you to be like, they give me, let me use the word, mad ideas. Yes. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. I think that can be achieved, but it needs financial backing. I'm coming. I say what we have is no financial limitation, ideas limitation. Because the rule of business that money flow to ideas don't flow to money. So first of all, my advice to you that first of all, define what you want to do.
Okay? Once you define which is idea, then you generate that idea. That is what is your product you are going to sell. If I go to a bank now, I went to a particular bank and say, please, I need money for business. You say, what type of business? Okay, oh, I'm not ready yet. No, you must be ready. And let me tell you from a business, from the business angle, I have been on the street for a long time. See, if I say you need 500,000 to start a business, that is what you think. But by the time you evaluate, you may not even need up to 100,000 to start. Okay? I want to give you my particular so that people can hear me well. When I was to start my business in 2001, I had no money to rent an office. And yet I didn't get an office in Lagos. You know, I moved out to go and start looking for accommodation. Guess what? By the time I went to about 3 or 4 places where I had my office, where I worked for 12 years, I met the owner. Elderly man for that matter. We spoke for 10 minutes. Young man, what do you do? I said, I'm a television presenter. So I just like you. Go and bring whatever you have. I pay for 1 month instead of 1 year. If I had stayed at home waiting for 1 year rent, which was 5,000 at that time, probably I wouldn't have had an office. But I move out with faith. See, faith is in motion. Faith is in motion. And you see, if you are biblical, if you are a Christian, see, God will always work with what you have in your hands. You know? Everybody now, go work with all your hand. So most of all, let us develop the idea and begin to sell. And where you think there is no road, you will meet a way where there seems to be no way. It's like you go to a big hotel, you step at the door, you see the glass opens automatically. That's how God works. So you must be ready. Once you are ready, you must get the help. And the help to get now, because we know it's difficult, that is where we come in as a government. And I will tell you now, if you ask me, how we are going to support the youth to overcome the first hurdle of financial limitation.
All right, the first hurdle of financial limit. In fact, we are there right now. Yes. Because some are saying that they belong to local government. But whenever they go to the council, they are always shown the exit door. They are always told to come back today, come back tomorrow. You get to hear no allocation, no subvention. Sorry, we cannot help you. That is what the report of the youths are. Majority of the local government. As a local government boss, take it up from there, because these are allegations against many local government that you people are not willing to help out.
No. Well, again, I'm not here to defend anybody, but I'm here to tell you how we can see when you begin to talk about problem, it does not take us anywhere. I'm a problem solver. I don't add a problem. You know, yes, you know, you can move to a local government and say, okay, you need assistance, but what type of assistance? Today, in my local government, many people come. I'm not trying to bring them down at all. They need something to survive them the next day. I'm saying no. You see, we cannot be giving you fish. We will tell you how to fish. That is how the idea of our youth empowerment in the One West that everybody is talking about came about. For instance, when we came in after profiling, like I told you earlier, we now discovered that this youth, you have to support them. We had the youth summit and tried to, give them motivation. And we now say, okay, we won't give you money. For instance, those of us that say we are to Babi, we won't give you money like we were do before. What do you need? Give me what you need. You need a Babi, you need a clippers, you need a generator, you need an office. Then we bought all the generators, we bought clippers, we rented, we paid for 6 months office. Move in and go and settle your life. And we'll be doing it, and it is going very, very well. Now we have stepped it up now, which is what we are talking to do now, that now we need to have a trust fund for these people, where we can pool a lot of resources for these people. Because like we said, the allocation of the local government is very lean. And we cannot deny that, because the economy is not also very buoyant. But if we begin to complain about the economy, then of course we are also guilty of what we are accusing the youth of. That is why we are not creating, some thinking out of the box. For instance, in One West now, we just created what they call One West Youth Foundation. Okay? That One West Foundation is going to raise 100 million in the next 3 years. 100 million in the next 3 years. And out of this money, government has no business there. They are going to be privately driven. And once this money is pooled, they can now solve this financial limitation. Those of the graduates who want to do business, we profile them, look at their ideas, and set them up from that fund. Those graduates who cannot, cannot do business anyway, they cannot put them to secondary schools who lack teachers to go and teach. If you cannot teach, you can be an admin officer, you can be a library supervisor. They will pay them what the government is paying teachers. Those of them that have certificate, like I said earlier, we will set them up from that fund. Then, of course, those of them that are in school, because we parents are having difficulty getting money, we also see how to sort them out, instead of school fees. And the fourth category, those who couldn't make it to school. Not everybody will go to school, but we also have a good handwork. We set them up. Once we are able to do this, we would have solved this financial limitation and let the youth go. They fly like the eagles. I can assure you that it's going to be wonderful.
All right, now it's a wonderful idea. People say that on paper. That's what many people will say. Let me come to you, Barrister Patrick. We've had so many promises by government, local government, like what Frank Laboya is painting right now. That's what is going to happen in his local government. But still, it doesn't see the light of the day, and the youths are still where they are in various local governments. What do you feel about this, Patrick?
Yes, the local governments, where they belong to, they can only do little. Little. Don't forget they have their own problems. We try to be honest to ourselves. Local governments are saddled with a lot of responsibility within their domain. I know too well that payment of teachers like the primary school, they play 90% role. Fully, my little regulation family. So that to help out the health centers, so many things that their money going to that is not enough for them to use. Less of taking care of the youth. It's just minor. They can only do little. Whereby, like I said, if they have association or the particular people in that local government, it can also pass the message to the governor. The state has a role to play, but state will also sometimes the unnecessary expenses from the local government. There's supply of banks carrier and as source to remove the money from that same local government. That they will be charged. What is what we charge to do? It's just minor. We should target the state governments. The state governments. Who are they to say, for the boy, your people, they are not people they have. What can I assist you for? Because the government is responsible for all the local government. Oh, this, I will assist you in this way. That's the truth of the matter. So that's where they can also make their support, not the local government. Yeah, then if this body are organized, if you are computer, if you a business association, I don't know, whether agric, it depends on fashion, cloth, whatever they want. They can also try to understand those in diaspora. This is diaspora who are also ready to support these people in the areas of their own business. And those are top not all over the world. They've made it make marks and dealers all over the world. They are ready to help the people. If it's in computer, in agriculture, but if you don't make yourself known in your house, waiting for one other job, I can then support you.
Marshall, let me take it from there, okay? Because you asked a question just now that it's always on paper. Most of this is, you can come to the television like I'm doing now, flamboyant, and then it doesn't work. Yeah. See, like I said, those are part of the problem. Let us be part of the solution, okay? If you don't have anything on paper, you cannot be able to get started. Okay? So being on paper is one step. Now, it's not our job to drive, this vision to reality. If I had come to your station about 4 months back, you would say, well, maybe it's normal. But now, we have a responsibility. The youth have said that enough is enough. Nobody can sleep with 2 eyes closed. I remember in those days I read a quote from our late Awolowo, that if you are a big man, you are a rich man, you train your children and refuse to train the children of the poor, one day the children of the poor will come and break your fence and enter your house. It's not happening now. No? So to me, that's a wake-up call. So now is the time. There's always time for everything, like the Bible says. Now is the time to take our youth future very seriously. Again, I will come to Edo State government. You talked about government just now. There are so much responsibility by local government and government, for instance. But Edo State government has set up Edo jobs. And many people don't even understand that there's a lot of benefit to Edo jobs. Edo jobs is youth empowerment driven. Like I said, that go back to Sapele Road, go to the Edo State the production center, go to Edo jobs, and see what our youth are doing. That place, 24 hours electricity, 24 hours light, the enabling environment is there. I challenge our youth, go to that place and go and actualize your dreams. That is just all. Now talking about responsibility, yes, local government will have a lot of responsibility. Nobody can shy away from that. But again, when you have 100 responsibility, it is now left for you to choose the one you can drive. Opportunity cost. Now, in other words, we now say that we are going to develop human capital development, starting from the youth. I cannot be doing that alongside with building hospitals, alongside with building roads, alongside with building. We have enough of market. Who will manage this market? This is time for human capital development. And we want to start with our youth. So it becomes a focus for us, it becomes a vision. So we are putting so much energy on that area. Because if we develop that, whoever comes next can also, okay, let me take another area to develop. No government anywhere in the world can take all secondary explosion and finish all of them. You must be able to make your mark in one particular place. And in other words, we want to make a mark in area of youth development.
Right.
And we must drive it. We are driving it. See, let me tell you, when you say that it will not work, this is a God ordained project, our youth foundation, because it came, you know, before. So it has to work.
All right. It has to, because we've heard of so much about it. This is what's like. We're still waiting. Nothing has been given to us.
Yes.
Okay, now fine. Just leave it at that. Now, is it going to be for indigents or indigent residents?
No.
That is another thug of war.
Let me just tell you.
Chairman, please hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. You get to hear, I am from this local government. You get to hear, I have been in this local government for more than 10 years. So, how do we divide this, just to wrap it up on this discussion segment? Okay. How are we going to meet the needs of this youth? Is it going to be based on, okay, these are my people. All these ones, I don't know about you, I don't care about you. Oh man, answer your father's name.
First of all, the Owan West Youth Foundation is for Owan West indigents between the ages of 18 and 40. Okay? So once you are indigent of Owan West, and you are the 4 categories I mentioned above, and as a graduate certificate, you know, students in school, and those who didn't go to school, you are qualified. We have designed a form for people to fill, but because we don't want us to run it, we have now, appointed trustees.
Okay, all right. Let's not go deep into that right now. I have my reasons. All right, now, Barrister, is it going to be, want to tackle youth restiveness from the local government angle, from the grassroots angle? Is it going to be indigenous or indigent? People that are from that angle, from that local government, people that have been living there for quite a long time, from your own approach, but to be the chair of the local government?
Yes, for me, it's the indigents. Because the indigents, they are the needy. Yes, they are the needy. If they are not settled, resident is going to be a problem in that very vicinity. So, but you don't need to see a hungry man is a hungry man. Like what you saw in the NSAS. So the youth who are tired of brutality, tired of suffering, different one and another. So settle there. The indigent. And that's
whether you are from there and
you reside within the vicinity
my chairman is smiling.
Don't be selective.
I'm smiling because you know that if you have been in a particular place for 10 years, what's the fight to be an indigent? What's the fight? Even in Nigeria, once you are in a particular place
for 10 years,
you have been in there about that. Okay, if you get to celebrate, you are going to have more problems.
No problem.
So we are trying to solve.
Okay, so no segregation. So all of the government should key into it and do one or two things to make the youth happy. When you take a look at the NSAS protests, whether you're from the local government or not, they just came out. They just came out.
There was no color, there was no race, there was nothing. It just came out just like that.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable Frank Ilaboya, the local government boss on Owan West. And of course, thank you so much, Barrister Patrick Isekwe, a legal practitioner. I appreciate a wonderful analysis. Well, you've heard them in course of this discussion. Many ideas were given, places were mentioned. Go and check them out. All right, there's local government. Go there also and check it out. You never can tell where the butter for your bread will come from. If you say you don't have a job, let me just be your bread. Have an idea that could be your bread. The butter will come eventually. Just hold on to something that you really believe in, that can really work on to make your life better. Chairman, I appreciate you coming to this place. I appreciate you, sir.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Right, and of course, Patrick, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Wilson.
Up next, border reopening, the impact in socio-economic development. We'll be right back.